Ross the Boss here. Ross the Boss Band. I play guitar. New record out, March 6th, Born of Fire on AFM Records, Germany. So you should get it. The thing about me is I am the simplest guitar player in the world. I have no effect pedals. There is nothing that I use. I just use my hands, my heart, and my brains, okay? Everything that I got is right here. I have a tuner. That's a tuner because we have to be in tune. And the amp. I'm currently using Angle Powerball 2 and a bottom, and that's pretty much it. It's a very sophisticated amp, although I just use one of its circuits, you know, and you can dial in other things to it, different channels. There's a clean channel. There is, you know, for different stages of saturation. I mean, anyone that would buy a head like this and then use more effect pedals is just adding noise to noise. My tone comes from my fingers. I mean, I could play through any amp. It doesn't really matter. I don't care about effects. I go back to the old school, you know. And if you can't get your sound through one amp, I mean, you really suck. I mean, it's time you should choose something else to do in life. As a guitar player, you have to, you know, just play. You know, don't worry about, you know, the extra bullshit, because that's not going to make you better. All that's going to do is maybe cover up your mistakes. No, listen to me. I'm where it's at. That's just another bottom out there, just so I can put my stuff on. But I get my sound right through that, and you know, whatever the PA can do, that's as loud as we can be on stage. Not too loud, but loud enough. This is a 91 SG something. I don't even know. My friend gave me this, and I'm using it for. Well, basically, sometimes we tune down a half a step for the vocals for Mark. You know, we're playing an hour and a half every single night. We're doing 15 songs, and we're playing night after night after night after night after night after night. And you know, my whole consideration is with Mark and his singing. We have to take it easy on him, and by lowering it down half, it's only a half. A full tone is terrible. We can never do that. It takes the life out of the songs, because they weren't written like that. But a half is okay. So this one's in E flat. I have heavier strings on it. They're Dictators, they're 11s through 52, I think 56. But they're heavier when you tune down. And I use different strings on the regular tuning. With a thicker string, you get better tuning. They stay in tune better. They have better intonation. Over here, we have a maker. He's Romanian. His name is Christian Grosu, and he's made me the custom Ross the Boss guitar to my specs. And it's not shined up yet. It's still fucking funky from last night. I wanted a guitar that fit my hands, because I have very big hands, very powerful big hands. I'm a lefty. I play righty though, but I bat righty. I play righty, but I'm left-handed. Okay, so this guitar has obviously the 24 frets, you know, a tremendous reach. It has tremendous reach on it. The strings are through the body, you know, like a Telecaster or a Stratocaster. It's got that going for it. There's 3 carbon rods in the neck. They got locking tuners, you know. This thing plays like it plays like a fucking Ferrari. Really, it really does. It's an SG on steroids. Well, they're all SG on steroids. This one really. These are Seth Lover 59 JB pickups. They're not very high output. It's a great guitar. It really is. Everything is just very simple on my guitars. This is in standard tuning. These are 10s to 46s. Everything is set for speed. I'm all about the volume. Everything is volume control for me. 2 pickups, 1 tone. That's it. Volume control. You know, it's It's right there. It's right there. Everything is right. Everything is right here for me. And this guitar, usually most Gibson guitars, the E string, if you ask any guitar player, the E string always has tuning problems. It's terrible, like Les Paul. I mean, you know, the ones I have are really good. That one, that Gibson, the G string is pretty stable on it. All my friends say, G strings suck on Gibsons. They suck. I go, well, this guitar, it doesn't suck. This guitar here is Glenn Tipton Viper from Judas Priest. I use it because of the whammy situation here, which I'm not a super fan of. That's not my thing, but for Violence and Bloodshed and Wheels of Fire, I do use the bomb drop a little bit, okay? This is another kind of SG on steroids. It's got the 24 frets. These strings are 10s, the standard tuning, 10s to 46 Dictators strings. Very solid. Now I was whamming the shit last night and listened to it. I didn't tune it yet. Perfectly in tune. These are from Sinister Guitar. My picks. Lost the Boss. Yeah, I signed them on the back. And these are fan favorites. Love these babies. To get one of them, they're 1mm, pretty thick. Right? I play the ones that I even give out the ones I use these two. It's pretty much the same thing. These are Planet Waves, Diodario. You know, pretty thick. You know. So Diodario strings. Sometimes I use the coated strings. The elixirs. Elixirs are pretty good. They last a long time. So these straps are from Australia. This guy is Dan. His name is Danny, and these are DSL straps. And these are probably the finest guitar straps I have ever used. So Danny, I'm giving you a good plug for your beautiful straps. Really well made, fantastic leather, and they look awesome. And they're going to my color scheme. You know, they're silver and black. I also play keyboards on stage. In Manowar, I was the keyboard player. You know, I started a multi-instrumentalist, and I use this. This is my keyboard on the road. This is a Korg M3 Expanded. It's an older keyboard, but it's been the sounds have been updated. But I pretty much use a classic choir vocals for the songs, and you know, it's a great touch. It brings in the symphonic bombacity of what the early Manowar was, you know, especially when Mike uses an 8-string bass and I play the keyboards. It's soothing. It really does, and it's just it's not overly done, you know, on stage. So basically, this keyboard is really great. So that's the Roster Boss Ring of Power. I have them on sale. These are about 200 euros. They're silver, and it says here, glorious victory. It's about me and my life. Honor, pride, fame, right? Sworn to rise again. And then on the inside, you can see, it's the sign of the hammer on the inside. Although I'm not in Manowar, I created Manowar, and so it's like my relationship with it is, you know, it's not outward, but it's inside. It's what it, you know. And then you can get, if you order my ring, you can get it. I sign it and numbered, so you can get custom. You know, you can get your custom. These have been selling quite well. We call it the Roster Boss, the Ring of Power, and it's really cool. I mean, it's a piece. It's a heavy metal ring, so a lot of my fans have been buying them. So you can go on my website and you can go on all our pages and you can see them. Our record's coming out on March 6th, Born of Fire. Also, the artwork is incredible. You can see the artwork on, maybe you can get a picture of it on the new merch. We're out here, you know, we wish we had the record with us now, but it's too early. This tour was booked well in advance. The way it worked out that, you know, but we'll have our new record for our European tour with the Burning Witches, They're all-female metal band from Switzerland. They're fantastic. They're on Nuclear Blast. They have a new record out. Mike and I, Mike LaPond and myself, we played on their record. We played on Battle Hymns for them. We have another band called Ensemble. They're fantastic English guys. They're nuts. They're a nut job rock and roll band. 3 guys. And then, of course, our band, we're going to have a great tour of Europe. The new record will be out March 6th. And thank you for coming out. I urge everybody to come out to the shows. Heavy metal is making a resurgence in the United States, and it's great to see. People are coming out and supporting the bands, because it's the only way we can get to you guys, okay? Because the media doesn't play us, you know. MTV is just completely useless. It's not like it was in the 80s. So, but people know the bands, and people are coming out and supporting the bands. Support young bands. Young bands are trying. It's hard for them, but you know, they need your support. So when you come out, support the young bands and support us. And you know, we're killing ourselves for you guys. And you know, we love you, and what can I say? Born of Fire, March 6th.